Prepare for battle.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, what did Ice Frog do? I've seen some Terrorblades being picked up. I saw, was it Navi, Bait or B8, whatever their name was. Baited, yeah. They played some Terrorblade. I still feel we're gonna go back to that point there. Terrorblade is still a reliable carry. He's Illusion Carrier. Also, Illusions got... Illusions got both nerfed and buffed over the period of time where you can... Illusions can lifesteal, but you can also lifesteal off Illusions. So it's kind of bad and good at the same time.
30 seconds to battle.
Now. Your admiral is on board.
The battle begins.
He's gone.
First blood, right off the bat.
A lot of slow. That's a triple slow. If they decide, can they actually? Nah, they can't. The Lich needs to run back bottom. It's only a Morphling on the bottom. He needs help, especially against the Slaughter. Morphling's range is not the greatest. They should be able to pull the lane back. I'm not sure if Yapsor wants to drag the first creep wave behind tower and just get the solo XP for himself. Considering how greedy he always plays, I guess that's the thing he's gonna do.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on.
And here it goes. I would pick Tidebringer every single day of the week. It just feels much better. Brewmaster level 3, 6 CS. It's definitely Kanka favorite matchup. Right. The reward killed, 100 gold. I've seen a lot of battles for the outposts early on. And also one thing about the Dire outpost, you can cut the tree, this one, and use it from the low ground. Take it from the low ground, but I don't think that's intentional. It should be fixed in the next patch.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Not sure why. I always had this question in my head, but why? Like, do bugs have a lot of regeneration? Nope. Yeah. Oh, double courier kill. Let's go.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I did not see Gary.
Invisibility!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Even though he has pretty much the same amount of CS as Kanka, Kanka's still winning because Brewmaster had to invest a lot more resources in the region. Tidebringer.
Oh, did I get you?
7 what?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. Well, it is Kanka favored matchup, and Nisha overall is highly, I'd say, one of the best mids in the world. Chessie still needs to prove himself, and he knows, I don't think he knows the matchup well, because it's not that common to see Brewmaster on mid, but he knows the limits of the Kanka, that's the thing. Oh my god, that's slow.
No! From above! Oh my top!
Even if Oracle is there, I don't think he can save him.
I hear the deep ones calling. Don't delude yourself.
I love how they are playing the bottom lane. Morphling didn't even scale Waveform until level 4. They played extremely passive since Secret was just pulling the waves, and OG was playing
Radiant
passive.
structures
Now when they
are
had the
fortified.
opportunity, use the Waveform plus the Frost Shield, get on top of them.
Double
It's
damage.
second double damage. I was like, what's this? It can't be Nisha drawing. I didn't cast with you, Gary, for a long time. I forgot to love to draw on minimap. Top lane.
I am put down.
You'll always be my...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's a spot to be.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, disarm.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's nothing they can do. Z-Freak's doing a good job just zoning out Puppy. They need to bring
Dire's
numbers, and
top tower
here comes
is under
Nisha.
attack.
Blind Torrent.
Oh, good attempt at the torrent, but not quite on the mark. Puppy. He throws the spells on the boars. Unfortunately, that roar is right on top of his head. A good boat will connect on the Beastmaster, and maybe buy a bit of time here for Puppy to escape, but the Liches arrive, and Z-Freak's flames will take him down. Nisha now has to full retreat, bail away from this top lane. But things have got a little bit weird, hey? Nisha's made rotations, Chessie's made rotations, but really it's this Batrider that's causing a lot of problems for Team Secret.
I don't think they can kill Kanka unless they have lasso or get the roar off before he can get the boat off, or they need a split. They need to plant some vision or just use a hawk to see where Terrorblade is, try to gank him, but you should be careful because Puppy is about to hit level 6. When his TP is ready, he's gonna... okay, do they have... Yeah, they have the outpost for themselves. themselves,
Dire's
which
middle
means
tower
they
is
should
under
be careful
attack.
about rotating in the jungle with the TP is coming from the rest of Team Secret.
Yeah, I kind of like this. You know, thinking about the way Nisha's played this, yes, it's been fortunate he's had a couple of DDs bottom lane, but the past 2 minutes, you know, he's made these kind of swing movements up top. So he's blocking the entry point to the jungle. Batrider can't move in, Beastmaster, they can't get into this area where TB's farming.
Radiant's top
And now
tower
Matuma
is
Man
under
shifts
attack.
into an even safer part of the map, into the triangle area, where it is incredibly difficult for the Radiant team to get in here, especially with no vision. Matu just using meta, kill off Ancients.
It's called Metumbaman.
That's the way we like it.
Still no Brewmaster ulti used yet. He's just farming the jungle right now. I was wondering who's gonna go for a Spirit Vessel this game, whether it's gonna be Nyx Assassin or Kanka. Seems like Kanka's buying one. You definitely need it against the Morphling.
Oh yeah, you're right. He already has the urn coming out on him. On the courier, sorry. Nice torrent, 10-minute bounty room. Nisha grabs it up. X-Mark back safely into his own jungle. And down in the bottom river, Zai is running, but Madara has the crush stolen away with that replicate, with a morph even. Chessie, the roaming gang squad of Brewmaster and Pexu's Lich, will be able to vacuum up another bounty rune. Top lane, are we alright? Z-Freak, steady charges, heals from the Purifying Flames, but the Tidebringer of Nisha. Well timed and well placed to secure that kill.
Do you think the slot for
Radiant's
neutral
middle
items should be
tower is under
bigger?
attack.
Because I personally don't see it. Like, it's so small. It's like 1/3 of the
Radiant's
actual
top tower
item
is under
slot.
attack.
Yeah, there's also the fact that like items with charges don't show the charges,
Dire's
right?
structures are fortified.
Yeah.
Dire's
Which is a bit
bottom
annoying.
tower is under attack.
Oh, look at this, Helm the
Radiant's
Dominator.
top tower is under
Poor
attack.
little Sato is going to get blown up though, unfortunately for him. Yapsor with a good start. Chessie has the ulti, can he get it off in time? Yes, the little ruling splits come out and the roar onto Kunkka. They're looking to turn and fight this, I don't know about that one. Batrider's coming in late to the party. This Brewmaster split was defensive, if anything. Nisha with four people from Secret. They're all here. This is how much they are defending the TB, right? They swing down into mid lane, they defend their tier 1 mid, it's low HP, they come in with numbers. Morphling is still free farming bottom, but Team Secret really playing as that great defensive unit together.
Yeah. And they don't want to give up on the mid tower, which will give them entrance to the second entrance to their north jungle. They already lost. They didn't actually lose the Tier 1 tower on top. My apologies. I guess that's why they're defending the Tier 1 tower on mid so hard.
Yeah.
Radiant's
That
bottom
forced all those
tower is
rotations
under
from
attack.
OG.Seed. And now Zai playing behind tower, trying to get a bit of damage onto the tier 1 bottom. In come the TPs, Batrider first. And Morphling has shifted a little deeper into the jungle now as well. Has the Morbid Mask to self-sustain in the jungle. Going into Mask style here, you know, get rid of the Corrosive Haze, try and dodge away from any of these stuns coming in from Team Secret.
And most importantly, to have something to get rid of
Radiant's bottom
Spirit
tower is
Vessel.
under attack.
I love Yappy, man. No magic stick, no nothing. At least he has Faded Brooch for some extra movement speed and mana pool. Straight into Meme Hammer.
Where's he got all this money from? Oh, I guess it's not that much money. He's 200 ahead of the Batrider, but yeah, you're right. There just aren't these small incremental items. He's not buying wards, sentries, dust, anything like this. Jibe Beastmaster. Helm was done a while ago. Hasn't really progressed on from that too well. And, you know, I was kind of commenting on Helm while we had a bit of a break before the game started. I've been wondering about it. You know, you look at the numbers, 20% damage increase, but 50% more on player units. When you've got 2 boars,
Radiant's
a Hell
bottom
Bear
tower
or any
is
Helm
under
creep
attack.
and Necro, if you think people were taking towers fast with, you know, Lycan and Beastmaster before in old patches,
Dire's
this new
top
Helm,
tower is
it
under
is
attack.
insane.
Radiant's bottom tower
Definitely
under
is. Look at the
attack.
damage. It's 3 points in Inner Beast plus Helm of the Dominator, 2 boars.
Dire are scanning. Dire's
Easy
top tower
peasy.
has fallen.
Hey, comes OG.Seed. Madara is in the mid lane to help out Jessie. Turns into the Kunkka, so gets the X mark forward. There's no to try and save Yasuo, but even with the carapace out, he looks like he's a goner unless with a save. Oh, the false promise, barely in
False
time.
promise plus an urn.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Back up to full HP he goes. Yeah, look at that. Literally full HP. Nisha. And now he has to face off against the primal split that's aggressive and not defensive. With the damage of the Morphling, they've cleared up the Kunkka with that nice little clumsy net.
Dire's middle tower.
Wow, it was in snare. It was in snare. Of course, it's not the clumsy net. It's snare from the Dark Troll. Puppy in a bit of trouble as well. Another stun from Jessie will be able to lock him down and allow Madara, Peksu, and Jessie to chase down the captain of secret. Puppy, ooh, sneaky, sliding away with the Windlace and the Tranquils, buys himself a little bit more time. Peksu has died to neutrals, and Puppy doesn't actually fall. Meteor Hammer not going to land onto the Morphling, so Yasuo has the carapace to run away. Z-Freak still looking for an angle to backstab the secret lads.
Is under attack.
I think they wanted too much there at the mid tower. Harass Brewmaster. They don't have enough burst damage to actually kill him before he can get the split off, even if they time it correctly. Torrent both stun into Meme Hammer. I don't think it's enough. Like, Yappy was out of position there, and they got punished.
Radiant's bottom tower.
In the
is
back
under
of my
attack.
head, I keep thinking, yeah, they're getting punished, and yeah, they're making these moves to try and defend the Terrorbladers. We're going to watch the Brewmaster fall. OG.Seed stick around a little too long in the triangle. They might, in fact, lose more than just one. Jibe has to roar to run away, but with the X-Mark dragged back, they've got the slap down from Nisha to get a double kill for your Kunkka. And Secret, they strike back almost immediately.
Remember, these are the fights without Terrorblade. He's still farming in the jungle. Game pretty even in terms of network. Morphling's having a free game. Same goes for Terrorblade. Even though Morphling is just farming a bit more lane and the jungle. Here comes the net.
Yeah, the net from this Dark Troll. Really getting up in the face of that Kunkka. But I think you're right. I was looking at the net worth and thinking OG.Seed, they're fighting, they're Morphling is ahead of the Terrorblade by, you know, like 1,000 net worth. It's looking pretty good. But as soon as Team Secret bring that TB with, you know, Corrosive Haze, minus 10 armor, the physical damage from Tidebringer, from the Terrorblade Metamorphosis, it is an insane amount of DPS that the Secret side can bring.
Imp Claw, that's one of my favorites.
And a Vambrace.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Not
attack.
bad.
Quadruple Wraith
Radiant's middle
Batman.
tower.
I mean, you
has fallen.
give it to Kunkka. Imp Claw for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of Kunkka, oh, he's fine. He's got Puppy behind him and X Mark. Stop any shenanigans coming.
Radiant are scanning.
Matumba Man at 0, 3, and 2. 142 CS. That's how... Kunkka is ahead of the Terrorblade on CS. Morphling lagging behind a little bit. But then you really do start to see this distribution of farm where Puppy and Yasuo have the same amount of CS. And I feel like this is one of the things that Secret has always been super good at. You know, you think about, like, you know, FNG or, you know, Notel when he was playing 5, all these kind of hard 5 players.
Radiant's
Peksu,
bottom
another
tower
great
is under
example. They
attack.
are selfless. They give for the team. Zai barely scraping away there. But Puppy has very rarely been one of the super poor position 5s. He always gets a decent share of farm.
Yeah, that's the way they
Radiant
play. They always
structures are
prioritize different
Radiant's bottom
farms.
tower
Like,
is
if you
under
just
attack.
compare Yapsort to
Dire's structures
any other
are
position
fortified.
4s, like, he's always gonna get his farm no matter what. Whether it's Earthshaker, Wyvern, Nyx Assassin might struggle a little bit because doesn't have any fast farming ability, but with the Meteor Hammer it kind of changes. Like, you need to use the Impale on the creep wave and hit every single
Radiant's
creep a couple of
bottom tower
times,
is
which is
under attack.
extremely slow. They're just gonna get
Radiant's
the
bottom
tier 2
tower
tower
has
on the
fallen.
bottom for free. And I love this. I talked about it. The Illusion Carriers, Mana Burn, even Terrorblade building the Fusel Blade.
Oh, sick. Oh, we'd love to see that. Torrent into boat. Madara with a nice waveform back. Won't be too bothered, but Z-Freak might. Meteor Hammer not going to connect. Z-Freak speedy.
Radiant's
The little
bottom
bat
tower
flapping his
is under
wings gets
attack.
away. Nisha thinking about going back in for an X and a Torrent onto this Bat Rider. A little bit worrisome. The rest of OG.Seed still around. Blink is up on the Brew as well, so that jump potential most certainly
Radiant's
there.
bottom tower
But look
is
at
under
bottom lane.
attack.
Their tier 3 is being pressured, even without Terrorblade actually being on the high ground.
With this kind of a build on Brewmaster, you need to get kills. Every single time the ulti is up, you want to take a fight. Otherwise, you're just gonna feel like an offlaner. And you can't rely on solo Morphling to carry this game against everything they have. The mana burn is gonna be a huge issue once again.
Absolutely. And it looks like Secret really are starting to pick up the pace. They're hitting these timings. You mentioned the Spirit Vessel on Kunkka. That's done, and he's already majority of the way, I'd say like 80% of the way to his BKB. Batrider, well, that outpost spots you, and Yapsor finds you. Quick little stun, Carapace, Impale, Meteor Hammer, triple combo, and Batrider is a goner.
The next set of the items they're looking for is BKB on Kunkka, that Diffusal Blade on TB, and this is where they're going to take another fight. This Brewmaster is just straight up gone.
Yeah, I was watching that. You know, you made the great point that Brew with the Blink needs to be finding ganks. Blink is an investment, as much as an investment as a Hand of Midas. Oh, Roar, hello. They're finding a pick-off. Puppy, down you go. Nisha, Yapsor waiting in the wings, looking to get up the ramp with Terrorblade ready, but they've got an outpost here for OG.Seed to TP to, so the chase continues. Madara into mix mode, and Nisha will be lassoed. There is the chain stun they needed, and a kill they most desperately required. Bounty runes. One will get sniped out by Yapsor, and two up north for Zai, so 3-1 as OG.Seed, they still seem to be kind of scrambling to make these moves. They're not comfortable. Even though they're getting good kills, it's always off the back of, you know, a mistake or a hero being picked off.
There's the follow-up.
Morphling, he's fine. We'll be going into that E-Blade now. Yeah, so the timing here, I was talking, you said the BKB exactly right on the Kunkka, that's finished up now. Slardar has a pipe, which is the one I was looking for. Diffusal Blade for Terrorblade, so you have triple core, triple big item timing here, all landing at once. And Madara is alone in the dire jungle. Waveform will get him a little bit of distance now. The chase is on though. Manta to dodge the Fortune's End, but in comes Zai. The blink forward from Chessie. Gets off the Primal Split and they're looking to fight. Try and get rid of the illusions of the Terrorblade as the Lich Frost Armor slows down Team Secret's retreat, but they decide they don't need to retreat. Lich gets blown completely out of the water. This river doesn't belong to you. This is Zai's domain, and he's absolutely pummeling Chessie's little Primal Split. Poor little ball. Zai says goodnight to you. Z-Freak did get sliced by the...
Yeah, I think that's Roche time right now. They used the meta. Corrosive Haze is ready. Sadly, it's only level 1. Already popped it to remove the Lincolns here from Roche. I don't think they can fight this. Brewmaster does not have ulti. Morphling, I'm not gonna say low on mana, but if he gets close, mana burn plus 2 hits from TB or the illusions will burn all his mana, and he's actually relying so much on using his spells multiple times.
Ready to kill them. Matuna snatched it, the jump in with a Chain Frost. But look at that, BKB from Nisha doesn't even care. Pops it immediately, makes sure that they secure that Aegis, and now in 100 seconds across, they have high ground potential when that meta's back up.
Yeah, Zai didn't even bother to put the Pipe of Insight there to mitigate the damage from the Chain Frost. Also, Z-Freak is not having a game against the Nyx Assassin. That's why it's such a great counter. Look at this damage, man. Implode on Kunkka always feels so good.
Getting forced around Raw to buy a bit of time for the Beastmaster. They'll try and take down that tier 1 tower. I don't think they can chase any deeper for the BM, so Shibe will be able to back up. Yeah, Vlad's Helm, full staff on your Beastmaster. You've got these decent items up on the Radiant side, but when you have a 1-core lineup, when your Morphling really is the be-all and end-all of this game for OG.Seed, he needs to be top net worth, right? He needs to be ahead of the Terrorblade by a decent, 10-15% margin. Maybe we're looking here at like 14-15k to the Terrorblade's 13, but it just hasn't happened. Madara has been forced into fights, and Team Secret, they've kind of baited them into, fights that look decent, but in the grand scheme of things, really aren't.
I think a lot of these problems come from Brewmaster as their mid, where he doesn't scale that much. Like, you don't have the Radiance build, so you're gonna be a second core. You have a Blink Dagger, so your investment is not late game oriented, and the first and the second split was not there. First one especially, where he just uses it, Kanka pops the Tidebringer on the Brewlings, and suddenly all of them are half HP.
Oh, Yappy. No way. No way. Oh, flame break. Oh my god. HP, he's got 13 HP regen. He's not gonna die. He's fine. How is he allowed to escape there? It was a really nice 4-staff lasso from Z-Freak, and they've got like 3 or 4 heroes in the vicinity, and Yapsor just wriggles and weasels his way out with this next assassin.
Step lively now.
It's gonna be much harder once he gets that Yule Scepter, and he's getting close. So you can cycle
sure.
Carapace, Yule Scepter, then Carapace again.
Also a great way to stop bat initiations, catch out, you know, the Lich or the Morphling with that Meteor Hammer and Impale, and like you're saying, defensive tool. Like, it's just such a great all-round item here for the Nyx. As we see this map get smaller and smaller for OG.Seed, in secret are hunting, searching for targets. Matuma Man's Terrorblade, he's actually sandwiched in between the Beastmaster and the Brewmaster, but Beastmaster's walked into the gank of Secret. So a quick little pick off, and now the map belongs to them. Kunkka TP's bot will shove out, farm jungle, take out the outpost in the southern part of the map with the hell. Oh, Terrorblade's TPing down there as well. So they're not shoving top tier 2. They're catching that rider. They get oh, they're missing stuns. Secret gets the bounty route, that's worth it.
Soldier's fortune.
Yeah, they should try to skip the creep waves as much as possible for the next minute and a half, but seems like Secret wants to take the fight. Like, they want to use this Aegis right now. And if they win the fight, it seems like the game just ends.
Yeah, with Meta, TV, BKB, Kunkka. Oh, Nyx Assassin, 45 seconds without him, and you've only got like a minute left on the Aegis, so a little bit of an awkward maneuver here from Secret as Matuma Man feels forced to run away, both defensively placed onto the ramp, and X-Mark. Who is that on? That's on Matuma Man. Oh, it's a Morphling's one, that's why, yeah, he morphed into the Kunkka, of course he did. Z-Freak does get sundered, so Matty back to full HP and pops the Meta to turn and battle.
I think OG.Seed is fine with this trade. They got the meta, the boat out, delayed the Aegis, the push that the Secret was planning to do, and they got to kill a Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, killing that Nyx was imperative, right? Nyx was scouting that one sentry with the Observer Ward on the high ground, sees him coming in. Matu with the DD rune. Oh, Madara through the waveform, but it's even bloody needed. Puppy annihilated. They're still thinking high ground here. This is a 4v5. Nyx is barely here. Matu Nisha on the high ground with a literally frost armor onto that tier 3. Interesting, Chessie. Not sure what's happening there. Still 25 seconds until he's got his ultimate back. And a good defensive torrent. Deflect any aggression from OG here. Team Secret retreat as far back as they can. The Aegis does get reclaimed. Nyx Assassin just hanging a little bit more, I guess a little more shallow, waiting to give a bit of vision. See how far OG.Seed overstep. Give a bit of vision for a torrent which won't hit anybody. But now, as OG, how desperate are you feeling?
Step lively now.
I'm gonna say it's only 8k lead, and if they can play around meta, things could change.
Oh, Z-Freak, half HP. Still alive, still fighting. Maybe not. He's gone. So is Peksu. And this is just classic Secret so far. They bait them in, suck them back, and now they strike. The opponents are desperate and weak, and Secret, they are still strong. 3 in quick succession, dispatching with OG.Seed. Chessie with no ulti does have a BKB. Here comes Zai sliding and drifting through the Radiant jungle, but it's high ground time, Lacoste, and it may be time to end this game.
Yes, it is. They don't even have the meta ready for the next 35 seconds. Yaps are already planted, Observer Ward and the Sentry. That's gonna be a lot of damage on the tower. Oh, they caught Morphling.
They sure did. And they've got the chain stuns. Yaps Yasuo gets jumped on by the Brewmaster, the BKB, but the false promise will be there, and Jesse's BKB TP gets him back to safety, but really what did you accomplish? Yeah, he is, look at that. Beautiful stuff. X-Mark, who you got? The Batrider, dragged into the waiting arms of Secret, and now this is turning into a bit of a bloodbath. Inside the Radiant base, Beastmaster TPing to bottom tier 3, but you've lost your tower. Meta is now back up for Matuma Man, along with Manta Style, and these illusions he's pumping out relentlessly to take out this first lane of barracks. Lacoste, I think they might even be able to go bottom lane as well.
Yep, Meta is ready. Not sure if they even need to pop it. If they feel that comfortable, just wait until there's a fight coming.
Hold on to it if your opponents aren't initiating into you. Absolutely no need to be wasting that one cooldown spell. Core, hello and goodbye. Poor little Beastmaster does have buyback and very likely when Morphling respawns. Oh, maybe not. I guess if you lose 2 barracks here and Secret can't go top because of tier 2, you can hold buyback as Beastmaster and just wait a little bit longer. But
Roche may respawn in 20 seconds. This is where OG.Seed needs to take a fight. Like, they're in a really bad spot right now. 2 Rexes down. They should have the vision from the Hawk. This is their do or die.
They don't have a smoke or anything. And Madara now really scrambling to finish off his BKB at this point. 20k net worth Terrorblade, 14.5 on the Morphling, who he's been leapfrogged, of course, by the Kunkka, thanks to all the building gold that's come in his way. Oh, Pexu.
Yeah, itemization on Secret is perfect. You have this. I'm a big fan of Fusel Blade in this current patch, and the previous, of course, Kunkka with the Spirit Vessel build against the Morphling, synergizes well with the Oracle ulti, and he decides to go for Lotus Orb as 3rd item. Everything they have pretty much is targeted spell, either Chain Frost, Primal Roar, Shotgun, you name it, Lasso.
Titan Sliver on Terrorblade. Probably one of the better items. He swaps out the Pupil's Gift for it. What's that? Telescope for Morphling, Creative Verify now for Kunkka. Okay, let's take a quick look, shall we? Neutral items on this side. Telescope towards the Lich. They've got themselves Spider Legs. Wait, hang on, who's being... Oh god, shit. What? Brew? No! What's Jessie doing out there?
I'd say dying is the correct answer. Roche will respawn in a minute.
Looks like with that Terrorblade going wild on Pexu, it may not last a minute this game. They've already blown up Madara. Chain stun almost into oblivion. He's got a regen ring to pick up, but the damage is coming through thick and fast from Secret. Followed by the Fortune's End, finished by Puppy and Jimmy. TPing home, he just about gets away. But with Roshan respawning in 30 seconds, well, who cares? Matuma Man has popped his meta and he is running down middle lane. Butterfly now complete. Buyback from the Morphling. But I just don't know if you've got a leg to stand on here, as Zefree top is getting sliced and diced by Yappy and Nisha. And they can push tier 2 top if they want to go and take another lane of barracks. Matuma Man and Zaya just middle lane killing tier 4.
He instantly switches the tower that does not have a frost armor on.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's the tier 2 top. Bottom lane has creeps in. OG.Seed, they can't really
Radiant's top
smoke out and make a play. They do have a repair kit on the Lich. Not as good as it once was, but still could buy them a little bit of time here. I just struggle to see it, this is very much a 4 Protect 1 kind of old school-esque Morphling game where you've got 4 supports. Brewmaster is a support, Beastmaster is a support, and of course the other 2 are definitely supports. Whereas Secret, they have 3 cores, 4 cores, and a support. Yapsor, look at how much bloody money he's got. Net worth nearly 10k from the +4. And they smoke Secret. They know that this Roshan attempt was the only option that OG.Seed could make. Jump in onto Zai. Tanky boy though, this Slardar. Oh, the save is there for Puppy as well. Now Zai can come back in with a crush to stun. The Chain Frost bounces into the crit wave, so it does very little. And Pexu gets annihilated by Yapsor. The Roar will hold Zai in place for a sec. The stuns will miss out from the Absorb, but they've got the Crush and the Torrent. Not quite landing on the second one there, but there's no room for maneuver. There is no escape from Madara. He E-blades up, but he's been mana burned, dragged into the waiting arms of Team Secret, and down they all go. One by one they fall, and GG's
Radiant's
call.
middle tower is under attack.
When it's time to call it, it's time to call it, no doubt about it. Secret overall with the
Radiant's top tower
better
is falling. Team
execution of their draft, and this is 10th pick Brewmaster, and they didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, it really was a little bit odd. Like we could see the elements, the kind of the options that Brew had.